Hello travelers! Prepare to join Suchi, a multi-award-winning Cordon Bleu trained chef. In this video, she puts a unique twist on one of her cherished childhood recipes, taking you on a flavorful journey you won't forget. Let's dive into the world of culinary inspiration and innovation with Suchi. Get ready to be inspired by flavor from around the world. Welcome to Napier's Art Deco Weekend, where the streets are alive with history, culture, and delicious food. Today we have a special treat for you as we meet Suchi.
You live in Wellington, but time to time you come to Hawke's Bay.
Pastry chef extraordinary with a passion for travel.
But yeah it's Art Deco in a weekend, but yeah, definitely you like to travel, that's for sure.
And culinary exploration. Suchi has worked alongside Gordon Ramsay and Josh Emmett in London, as head baker of Little Bird Organics in Auckland, and head chef of Neo Cafe, for which she won 2 Wellington on a Plate awards, and runs La Ciel Bakery in Wellington.
You're a pastry chef?
Yeah.
Or you're a chef in general?
Chef in general, and then I specialized in pastry because I realized I'm more inclined towards pastry, and I think it's more like you can be a bit more versatile, as in like playful. You can put out savory flavors, sweet flavors, and it's like you can be more creative. Essentially.
Can you describe it as you created that was directly inspired by a specific country or region you visited?
Definitely the one we're going to be making tomorrow. Not just because it's coming from Tanzania and has a flair of French cuisine to it, but also mandazi is something that's quite popular throughout Africa. So there's different variations of this African donut. So you'll have mandazi in South Africa, you'll have it in Somalia, you'll have it in Egypt, but it just looks different. And so coming up with this dish was introducing something new to New Zealand, but in a more subtle way. So having my heart still in Africa, I did want to bring something from home here, but also something that people can relate to.
I like it. Looks really like Serbian štipci. Okay, because it's a travel channel.
Yeah.
I'm really curious. It'll be interesting if you share some of your most popular baked goods inspired by specific destination, where you can showcase actually unique ingredients.
It took me like 6 years to develop this dish. It was called the Flat White Project, and we won Welly on a Plate for that. And initially actually got rejected by a lot of my head chefs in the past because they thought it was like a little bit of an out there idea, because the idea was you can not just drink your coffee but eat it too. And coming from Tanzania, we have a massive coffee culture, like we have lovely Arabica coffee, and I wanted to implement that in a dessert, but in a way that it showcases how versatile this coffee is. The base of this dessert was like a cake made out of cereal milk stout by Garage Project.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and the reason I chose stout, also in Tanzania we use this dark coffee and actually make bread out of it. So dark coffee and beer.
Well, you didn't bring that.
Cafe in Wellington, where it was like, okay, you do what you want to do.
Okay.
And I put this dessert out, and Wellington was like really impressed. So we were the underdogs competing with all these fine dining spaces, and we ended up winning like 3 awards, including the Outstanding Dish Award. And it really like took home that feeling of, if you have like this story, it comes from, like for me this dish was so close to my heart because it reminded me of home, all the flavor combination.
I'm interested, what's the destination that inspires you the most beside home? Because that's normal kind of to be inspired with cuisine from your home and your childhood.
I think I would definitely say being in New Zealand has been quite inspiring for me, because like especially coming in this Art Deco weekend in Napier, it's kind of, you're taken back to almost the 60s, 70s. Everyone's like all dressed, and like there's so much you can pick up on different cultures here. It's not really just, you know, Kiwi culture, it's quite international.
Yeah. Okay, can you share a specific travel experience that directly inspired one of your signature desserts?
Yeah, so this was actually during COVID.
Oh, beautiful. What a memory.
Yeah, with all the lockdowns, I was traveling back from Tanzania to New Zealand. Got stuck in Tokyo for 6 weeks.
Oh, that's cool.
And so I actually ended up trying quite a lot of local food, because even during lockdown they had all their restaurants open, so you can still go and eat. That's the only thing you could do in Tokyo. So one of the dishes I made a couple years ago was a bomb Alaska, but made out of fresh wasabi. So it's called wasabi pie, and we grew fresh wasabi in Martinborough. We grew fresh yuzu in Hawke's Bay actually. Mixed Hawke's Bay yuzu with olive oil. Olives were also grown in Hawke's Bay. So we turned that into a sorbet, made a yuzu, a wasabi gelato. We made a basil curd and a cinnamon meringue that went on top, which was actually a marshmallow. And then
okay, that sounds exotic. Okay, there is more.
And a limoncello that was actually developed in New Plymouth. That's what we used to flambe this dish. And yeah, we had like incredible feedback, because initially people thought you like wasabi in a dessert, but actually it turns very floral. It's almost like you get the nose burn that wasabi would usually give you, but it's not. It's more citrus. It's more herbaceous. Works really well with lime. Works really well with cinnamon, with basil curd. It was just a refreshing, almost like a palate cleanser in a way. Randomly, this idea came into my head to make a dessert burger.
Dessert burger.
So that's what I'm trying to work on at the moment.
Okay.
Well, we'll find out. I'm still working on this, so it's just all up in the air. But you know, this is something I'm gonna stick with.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'll just use raw sugar, but you can use any sugar. Thank you. That's why I bought it. You like the sugar? Because I should have put half an egg, but I didn't want to use half an egg. Really, like if people would like to make it, you can even put yeast inside if you don't want baking powder. Okay. I just didn't put yeast because I personally don't enjoy having yeasty stuff.
Why?
It just messes up my tummy. You'll have like premium stuff to eat. Is chickpea water, and then you just whip it and fold all these in with a little bit of glucose, and that's what combines it and makes it taste exactly the same.
Yeah,
the texture is just a bit different. It won't be as creamy as you want it, but it will still be, it works really well, sets the same way as well. So.
Well, what is the substitute for the egg in the dough?
In this dough,
if you want to do vegan option.
If you want to do vegan, I mean, for instead of egg, I will just use a bit more extra coconut, like a coconut cream, thicker one, and I will add some flax seeds.
Oh, okay.
So works the same way. And in that case, I'll probably add some yeast just so we have something to bring it all together. Like
you want to be a sous chef?
Yeah, you can be the sous chef. It's a little bit of a wet dough, so sometimes I will just use my hands to spread it out instead of a rolling pin. And to move it around, just like any bread, so it doesn't like stick to your bench. So usually I would just cut it evenly into squares, and then you pick and choose what you want. But this is the ideal thickness I would go for. So these small offcuts, I will combine them together, and then they turn into one. Sorry, we need to pour in the middle.
Which way you want to go?
But
Why not? Right? Oops. I have to change my hand. As well?
yeah, I know. So cute. A sous chef wants to make. I want a cat.
How much you need for the whole recipe and baking and approximately?
I would say prep time, like just making the dough is like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And baking is like frying is, you'll have a sugar rush.
Sophie, stop eating sugar.
Frying is probably, because then I'll rest the dough for 5 more minutes.
Yeah.
5 to 10 minutes, and then frying is roughly like 7-8 minutes, just getting it brown. So it's a pretty quick recipe, like you can make the whole thing start to finish half an hour.
Yeah.